the area. But I see what you're saying. You're saying if I'm just feeling the absence of something, but no, it's more specific than that. It comes from the region of the body. I sense the origin, and also they're each different. So no, I would never mix those up, ever. Yeah.
Anita, can you hold your microphone higher up? There won't be any distortion. No, hold it higher up with your hand.
No, put your hand up above me. You're not the only one.
Anita, you it seems to me you've talked about the experience versus the ability here.
Yeah.
My immediate reaction to this claim is that it seems like the sort of claim I would expect to be true, but not to rely on any paranormal abilities. Like the guy who read the record with his fingers and could tell, the proofs of the record. It would seem, I guess my curiosity is, are you mostly trying to figure out whether this phenomenon is real, or are you trying to figure out whether it's a paranormal phenomenon? Because they seem pretty different.
Well, I do experience the images and the feeling of tissues, etc. That is a real experience, but in that I see it. But I'm trying to find out how accurate are they, and if they are accurate, then is it normal or paranormal, and then what is going on? But I don't know yet. I'm still working on the accuracy part.
I'm wondering if you have a confidence level with this particular experiment, whether
Yes.
how you would rate it, say on a scale of 1 being low and 10 being high, how you feel you did.
8. I'm very confident in my answer. Not that it would be correct, but some of my perceptions are weak. Some of them are strong. In this particular demonstration with these subjects, I would say I'm 80% sure, but I'm very happy with my answer. Yes.
Have you been formally tested for synesthesia, or is that something that you suspect that you have?
Okay, go ahead.
No, I haven't been tested, but I see the color, so I assume. But I can have it tested. Yeah.
Last question, Banachek?
Hi, Anita. I'm a registered nurse, so of course my question, I'm just curious. Any special interest, medical background, medical competency, specifically in kidneys, and anybody in your family afflicted by kidney illness? Why? I'm just kind of curious why kidneys and uterus.
Kidneys, because I did a reading on a skeptic, and I detected that he was missing a left kidney. Sadly, I never wrote that down, so consider it an anecdote. And also, I detected a missing uterus in another skeptic, which also wasn't properly documented, so treated as an anecdote. But as a side note, my mother has a left kidney which is dislocated, so it's way down here, and I just love looking at it. It's funny.
Any other questions, Banachek? Or?
No. Well, there's a couple of things I do want to point out, though. And as you can see, there's a million questions that you can ask a claimant, but a lot of those questions don't really get down to the root of the matter. We're going to talk about stats, and Chip is our statistician here, and I even spoke to him before, and I said, Chip, what if she wants to go for the left or the right kidney? And Chip said, wow, that really changes things. And there are other reasons it changes things that you have to take into the equation. For instance, you have been tested before by another group, which is totally irrelevant to our testing, because we could take the test for us, you could fail, and you could actually come back a year later, any claimant could do that, and we wouldn't have to test them again. So other people's testings, they're very interesting to them, we respect them, we love to look at the data, it often helps us with our own testing, but it can't really relate to whether or not we test a subject. So there's some things we're working on that right now too, but I can't get into those details. But you were tested by the IIG, and you did fail that. You failed your test. And one of the things that I have to say about what they did, and there were so many good groups out there that did some fantastic testing. There's some bad ones too, but these guys, they did their homework. I mean, you have to know, and somebody spoke about it the other day, and I think it was Phil Plate that spoke about it. And what Phil said, he said, if somebody comes up to me and they ask me a question about astronomy, I know all the answers to that. You know, I'm a skeptic when it comes to certain things, and I can answer any skeptical questions with astronomy. But if they ask me a question, and I'm paraphrasing now because I remember exactly what he used, but if it's biology, I will have to send them off to a biologist. They've got to go talk to a biologist. And this is a problem that some people get into, is they don't know what their limitations is, and they don't step outside to get the real help. And the IIG didn't do that. I mean, they didn't just go to a doctor to find out about the kidneys. What they did was they went to somebody who knew something about kidneys, and they found out something very, very interesting, which could skew the stats if you're going for a left or a right kidney. What they found out was that when doctors actually take a kidney for a donor, they usually take the left kidney, not the right kidney. They take the left kidney because there's a larger vein on there, so it makes it easier to put it into somebody else. It's a much bigger area to graft. And also, on top of that, the right kidney is slightly hidden by the liver. If you didn't speak to a doctor about that, you wouldn't know this. And that kind of information could certainly skew the odds for a claimant. Now, I will have to say this, and I'm not picking or anything like this. You never offered that information. Not that you necessarily had to, because you weren't asked that information, but you did know that information in advance, and you picked left kidney. And you did admit yourself, to your own credit, that maybe you were influenced by that. You weren't 100% sure, but you may have been influenced by that. So I do want to point that out, that sometimes a lack of knowledge, if you don't ask the right questions, and knowledge that a claimant has can certainly go against you. And we have to take those in place. The other thing is we always have to be fair to the claimant. And there are numerous ways that we have to do that. But if we're being fair to the claimant, we're being fair to ourselves as well. Here, to be honest with you, I just asked these people whether they have a kidney or not. They may not know whether they have a kidney or not. They may be lying to me. They could very well be lying. And I'll come back to that in just a second. I don't think they are lying to me, but they could be. I don't know that. So what you would want to do is prior, you would want to check and make sure that they have their kidneys, and you want to do it in a very scientific way, and you want to use a machine to do it. But you also want to do it again after the test, so that Anita, in this particular case, would know that for sure, yeah, these people will definitely have a kidney, or they don't have